So I'm taking Bruno to the vet, and the neighbor's dog bit him earlier. Regardless how it happened, Bruno somehow got loose and went across the street and wanted to say hello, and their dog is not dog friendly apparently, and attacked him. And all I know is I heard Bruno barking. By the time I got to him, he was already crossing the street. The PugDaddy was running. The owner of the other dog was throwing himself on top of his dog because apparently he knew that his dog is not dog friendly. I don't know, he can be a service dog, but he has a service dog vest, but typically a service dog is dog friendly. But regardless, so he's throwing himself on his dog and screaming, and then Bruno jumped in, and his dog got a hold of him, and he has a puncture wound on his ear and then one over his eye. And so we at first looked at the one at his ear. We didn't see the puncture wound over his eye, and it wasn't very deep or not very big, so we cleaned it up and then we let it go. And then we saw a little bit of blood on his eye, and we looked at it, and it also looked like a puncture wound, and we cleaned it up. So I don't know, you can see a little blood over there on his eye, and I don't want to touch it because when I touch it the blood comes back out. Yeah, so the one over his eye looked a little bit bigger than the one on his ear, but it hasn't really stopped bleeding. Maybe it has now, I don't want to touch it. But Bruno also has been a little bit like moping around since it happened, and so I'd rather go to the vet and have it checked out. Maybe he needs a stitch, maybe not, I don't know. The vet has to determine what is going to be done, and maybe he needs to check him out a little bit just on his neck or something if he didn't get hurt any other way. Yeah, so the PugDaddy, after he got there, he threw himself on the floor and tried to get the other dog's mouth to open. He had his hands in there. I'm glad he didn't get hurt because he could have got hurt. He's hurt his knee when he threw himself on the floor to get to Bruno, but otherwise they are okay. The PugMomma was a little bit in shock, and there's nothing she can do. She's not able to throw herself on any dogs or people or on the ground, so she just took the dog and examined him. Like, I just took Bruno and examined him once the PugDaddy freed him from the other dog. And yeah, so I have been observing him, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. He probably doesn't need to go to the vet. We'll see when we get there, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, and I want him to be checked out rather than, it's Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday, so rather than go into the emergency room, at least I go to my vet who is open today and was able to get him in. Back home, sitting in Dad's chair, and we went to the vet. He got antibiotics. Yes, JJ, you can be in the video. He got antibiotics and some pain medicine, and they do not put stitches in dog bites or open puncture wounds because of the risk of infection. And he's been rather quiet, but he had a good time at the vet. He was just sitting there, and the other people, dog owners, they just loved him. He got a lot of attention, and so we lingered a little bit more because everybody wanted to pet him. So he was happy, he got to meet people, and let's go see if we can get, you see over there, it's next day today, so you can see one, and then he had 2 puncture wounds right back here behind the ear. I'm not gonna look for it right now. And JJ taking care of Bruno. JJ, you taking care of Bruno? I don't want you to lick. We just said there's infection risk. And so he's all good. He was shook up, but the mini dog moved away, so he's not even gonna be there. That was the move out date, so he won't be bothering us even if we get loose. He won't be there. The mini dog moved away. He will never bite you again. He will never come back. And just because he's right there, we'll have to, ooh, are you tired? We'll have to get a shot of Rooney Patoonie. Rooney Patoonie, what you doing? Huh? You weren't involved in any of those things. Just JJ. JJ just stood there and barked, huh?